Hello Capricorn, Elsie here to do a reading for you. I'm just getting some energy on the table for the weekend, so you have some energy for the week ahead. How are you, Cappies? I hope you're well. Thanks so much for clicking here. I've got exactly one oracle deck. We're going to put one card on the table with the oracles, and then we're going to go at a 9-card draw. Just trying to get you some energy about what's going to come up on the other side of this new moon. So, by the way, happy new moon in Aries. That's what we're looking at. And if there ever was a time taking action and hitting the reset button, it would be now. So, Capricorn, I am here to tell you what things look like on the other side of the new moon. What are some of the new things that might be showing up for you, my friend? Or what you might have to take action on in order to change things up just a little bit. Thanks for shopping here. Thanks for stopping here. I appreciate you. This reading is for Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter, which means it's not only just for the sun signs. I'm an energy reader, so I'll be mentioning all kinds of energies. At the end of this reading, I'm going to tell you about how to find the extended and also how to find the private reads area if you're interested in that. Let's find out what's going on for you, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Well, friend, it looks like it's time for you to get used to good things coming. Good things happening. It says embracing enthusiasm. Something is transforming or is about to change. And it feels like it's going to be something that you're going to love. It says shout to the heavens with happiness. So there is some good change coming in this new moon energy for you. We've got protected by angels. You are cherished by the angels. It feels like there is someone watching over you. This could be someone who's related to you. This could be someone you know that's passed over. But it feels like somebody has been working really hard to bring some sort of happiness from the heavens to you. It says angels and then the heavens, right? So it feels like there's an angel in heaven, I would say, that is wanting you to be able to transform, or your life to transform, where you can shout to the heavens with happiness. Embrace something here. I feel like it's time for you to embrace something here that is going to make you very, very happy. So I feel like this new moon, this reset button for you is bringing some sort of change that you've been really needing, and that is going to make you very happy. Let's do a 9-card draw and find out if we can figure out what we're talking about here. Let's talk about you, Capricorn. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me about Capricorn. We have something exciting. We've got the King of Wands. King of Wands. We have the Star in the reverse. It feels as though something that you had lost hope about, I'm going to say. You had lost the hope that this was ever going to show up. Tell me more. We've got the Ace of Pentacles. It feels like you were pursuing something, and then maybe you stopped because I think you lost hope. It's like I was putting all of my fire energy into this. Whether you have a fire placement or not, I feel like you were putting all of your effort into this, and I feel like you stopped. Because it feels like you lost hope. This is never going to happen. I don't know why I keep chasing this thing. And I feel like we're talking about something that is actually materializing in the 3D as we speak. It feels like you don't know that it's actually the seed was planted when you asked for it to be planted. It feels like it's a wish fulfillment that you were chasing, that you thought, you know what, why am I keep chasing it? It's never going to happen. So I feel like the Ace of Pentacles is telling me that a seed has been planted, or the thing that you've been hoping for is going to come through. Pentacles are always about what's going on in the 3D. Time, effort, energy, family, money, kids, career, all that stuff. So I feel like some sort of seed you planted in the past is something that is going to be showing up for you. So embrace enthusiasm. I mean, if you can sit there and think about all the things that can go wrong, you can take time to sit there and think about all the things that are going to go right, Cappy. Tell me more. We've got the Hierophant. We've got the Ace of Swords. That's the center of the reading. That's the heart of the matter. Something is about to become clear. It feels like you're about to get some sort of an epiphany, or you're about to get some sort of aha moment about something that becomes clear. Now, I feel with the Ace of Wands in the reverse that you don't want to get too excited about it, because it feels like it's something that you had lost hope on. The Hierophant energy is about corporation. It can also be about institution, but it can also be about the path you'd stayed very loyal to. So something, you stood on business here and you didn't veer from the path. You kept pursuing the thing that you wanted. And I feel like this Ace of Swords, the center of the reading, the heart of the matter, tells me that all of these cards are here because of the Ace of Swords. It's all based on the epiphany or the clarity that is about to come to you. I feel like you were trying not to get too excited. It feels like you wanted to, it feels like you made a plan to chase whatever it is that you wanted. But I feel like you thought, you know what am I doing? It's never going to show up. We've got the Seven of Pentacles, and I feel like you put a lot of work into it. The Seven of Pentacles is about throwing your seeds of intention. So I feel like you had an intention to put your efforts into pursuing whatever it is that you want. Pursuing a dream, pursuing happiness, pursuing a new job, maybe a career, to pursue possibly starting a business, standing on business. It feels like something here is about to become clear to you that all the work was not for nothing. All the work was not for nothing, Capricorn. Everything you've been through was not for nothing. I feel like you're about to see the fruits of your labor, because I feel like you've been waiting for years for this. And it feels as though it's just quite recently that I think that you're ready to give up. Now, I don't think that you were ready to give up right now. I'm looking at Taurus season, which is around the corner. That's the 20th of April, right? I feel like you're at the edge of just giving up and saying, screw it. I'm not putting any more fire or effort or energy into that, because it's a bad seed. It's not going to produce anything. We've got the King of Cups in the reverse. I feel like it makes you really overly emotional. Both that you think that you have to give it up, but also I feel when it shows up, you're going to lose your crap. That's what it feels like, friend. Tell me about the Star. Oh, we should put down 2 cards before we get this. We should put down 2 cards to find out what's going on underneath the surface. We'll talk about that in the extended. We've got the Magician. Look, you created it, friend. You decided what you wanted. You wanted something that would fulfill all of your wishes, and you began to manifest it. You wanted to bring it from the ethers, as above, so below. This is written already. It was supposed to be yours. And it feels like it is something that you have created that maybe you didn't realize was already in motion, because the Seven of Swords is here. It was being concealed from you. Let's look at the Star in the reverse. Why are you about to lose hope, or why did you lose hope, Capricorn? The King of Pentacles. Maybe it cost too much. Maybe it was out of my price range. It was something that I knew I would have to save for years and years and years for. I feel like something here is showing up for you in Taurus season. That's Taurus, by the way. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, but that is a Taurian energy. Something here is showing up for you, and you're going to be able to settle into something you thought was never going to be yours. The 6th Pentacle is there. If you thought it wasn't going to be yours, you're now going to get reciprocal energy on something that you thought you were on the outside looking in of. We could be talking about anything, something that is materializing in the 3D. We could be talking 6 of Pentacles, this reciprocal energy that could be between you and a group. It could be between you and one other person. It feels like somebody here shows up and says, look, it's time to settle down. It's time to settle all of this. I feel like you thought that you didn't have enough time, energy, effort, or money. I think you thought you ran out of time, or you ran out of money. It feels like you stopped pursuing it because you lost hope. And I feel like you kept going and going and going, because the King of Wands always gets what they want and they never give up. You could also have a fire placement, by the way, rising, moon, maybe Venus or Jupiter. And it feels like here with the 8 of Swords, all of a sudden you got into your head. That's what it was. You got into this prison of the mind, making you feel in lack with the 5 of Pentacles. I think that you were focused on the 5 of Pentacles, quite honestly. I think you were focused on the lack. Tell me what the Hierophant is. This could be a contract of something too. Look, it could be a contract you've been wanting to settle. Could be a contract with the place of work, place you've always wanted to work. It could be making a solid agreement on something. It could be someone's decided that you have more value than everybody else, that you're the one that stands on business. We have the Page of Cups in the reverse. We have the Knight of Cups. And we have the Two of Wands. I feel like you planned for a very long time for a good outcome. The Knight of Cups gets to the destination, but the Knight of Cups is the one that is the passive knight. That's the one that's sort of living in their head. Everything is fantasy-like. I think that you'd convinced yourself that this is never going to happen, but I've got to be loyal to the fight. It feels like I made the plan, stuck to the plan, but maybe I was delusional about it. Maybe I was in a fantasy in my head about what this was that was going to happen. It feels like you kind of lose your passion for it, but you also lose your love for it just a little bit. It feels like you're starting to slip away from the plan. You're like, but I went over the plan. Like, you're the planner, right? You're the CEO of the zodiac, so you're the planner. I went over the plan. I thought I had everything there. I went over the plan. It feels like you're you don't want to give up on this, Capricorn, but it feels like you're this close to giving up on it because you start to lose your passion as well. It feels like this is no longer excited, like you're talking yourself out of it. Tell me about the Ace of Wands in the reverse. We've got the Two of Cups. I was thinking about the Two Cups here because the Page of Cups is here with the Knight, right? We've got the Two of Cups. We've got the Two of Pentacles. We've got the Death card. I feel like there's something here that you were unsure about that all of a sudden you become sure about. It feels like with the Death card here that there is the end to the wobble. You stop acting as though you don't have enough. I think you have enough, like enough money, time, effort, or energy, because the King of Pentacles is here. I think that you have enough, but I think that you see yourself as being in the Two of Pentacles. I feel like you have to make a decision to stop feeling that way and to start replacing it with the feeling of, well, maybe if I give it more love, maybe if I give it more emotional energy, maybe it starts to be like the Two of Cups is what's holding it all together, it feels like. So I feel like you stop chasing and it shows up, is what it feels like. You stop pursuing it, you stop chasing it, and it feels like the Two of Cups shows up. A decision to just stop is what makes everything show up, because you stopped pursuing it, I think. You stopped running after it, because truthfully, whatever you run after whatever you chase will run, right? Let's talk about this Ten of Pentacles. The Ten of Pentacles to me is all the beans in the jar at the fair. It feels like you made the right guess. Or, Pentacles aren't really guessing. Pentacles are like data and analytics. And I had the plan. And I realized that if I would just save this much money every month for 5 years, I could have the thing that I wanted. And it almost feels like you're not living up to your own expectation. But I feel like the seed has already been planted and you don't realize that it's already begun to grow. You've lost interest, or you've lost your fire for it. You've lost hope that it's going to work. But boom, here it shows up after like 7 years. It doesn't have to be 7 years, but this is years, 7 to 10 years. Pentacles are years for me. So it feels like something that you started to lose interest in, or something that you thought, this is never going to work out for me. I'm never going to have this thing for long term. And if it hasn't shown up by now, I doubt if it's showing up. Tell me what this Ten of Pentacles is about. We've got the Judgment card. You know what's lovely about this? The Judgment card tells me, well, you weren't ready. You weren't ready. It showed up to you maybe 10 years ago and you weren't ready for it. But whatever's meant for you will never pass you by, Capricorn. So of course it's going to come back round. It's going to continue to come back round until you see it. And the only time you see it, even if it's standing in the room next to you, the only time you're going to see it is when you're ready. And the Judgment is the call. I'm making a call. I'm calling you to do this thing. And I feel like now you're ready. You're ready to put all the time and effort and energy and money and whatever it is, you're ready to put everything into it. And I feel like now is the only time that it could work for you. So if it didn't work before, it didn't work last year, 5 years ago, I think it's because you weren't ready. But I feel like you are now, because the Judgment card is here and now you're ready to pursue it. Now you're ready to run after it with reckless abandon. Now you're ready to be brave enough to do whatever it is that this Ten of Pentacles is. So we've got the Hanged Man here, and that is The Hanged Man is perspective. You know what it is? I feel like there was something that I feel that you really, really wanted. This could be a relationship or a new job or a new career or being accepted to a school. It feels like something that's already in the 3D that is already moving. And it feels like you couldn't have this thing until you learned all of the journey. And that's why tarot is about the journey and not necessarily about the outcome. The goalpost can move or change based on what you learn and how quickly you learn it. I feel like you took time to learn the journey, and it feels like it showed up again when you're finally abundant enough to recognize the value of it, because pentacles can be money as well. So I feel like now you have a perspective that this valuable thing is finally showing up again, and I feel like you're taking your brave self and you're moving forward with reckless abandon. You're like, I don't care what it takes. I'm going to go get it. We're going to go into the extended, and we're going to talk more about this. We're going to talk about what all of these different moving parts are. It looks like here that you have finally, I'm going to say you were carrying around some sort of a big debt. It feels like it could have been a financial debt. It could have been an emotional debt. It's an emotional debt. It feels like you had convinced yourself there's no way that I deserve this. There's no way I deserve it. It feels like you were already in regret that you had missed out on it. It looks like it could have something to do with a choice you were making. Look at this. Something is showing up for you here, friend. It feels like what's going to be revealed to you is that you have a choice. But also what might be revealed to you is that this could be a person, and it could be the perfect person. I feel like something is going to be revealed to you, whether this is a love reading or whether this is just a choice for now. You've got whatever choice you want to make for job or school or wherever you want to get your education. Maybe you're being accepted to a program. It feels like you now, all of a sudden, you're able to put down the burden of regret, thinking you missed out on it. You didn't miss out on it, friend. It was just that it wasn't the right time for you to hear the horns that called you to ask you, are you ready for it? And now you heard the horns and you see the value in it. I feel like you are going to lose your crap over whatever this is. We're going to find out whatever this is. Maybe you already know, but we're going to go into the extended. If you want to be there, then please look at the top of the comments. There's a pinned comment there, and there are a couple links. First one is for the membership area. That's where all of these extendeds go. And if you're interested in watching the extended, please come over to the membership area. If you're interested in a private read, please know that private reads begin at $25, and they go up from there. So if you're interested in connecting with me in a pre-recorded reading or in a live reading, you do have to pre-book your live readings. You will get between 5 and 75% off those live readings if you're interested in connecting by phone, by video, or by chat. I'm going to go for now into the extended. If you're there, great. And if you're not, that's okay too, because I'll be back, because I'm always back. Thank you guys. See you in the extended. Bye-bye.